Hello everyone, my name is Tyler. Welcome to today's video. Before we get into the little chat we're having today, I got a couple questions for you. How often do you go to the gym? What is your relationship with exercise like? To paraphrase Mr. Joe Rogan, if you could sell the benefits of exercise in a pill form, people would take it absolutely. The only thing standing between you and a vastly improved lifestyle is taking the pill of fitness culture. Does take a bit of adjustment, like anything else, but it improves with repetition. If you would like to improve your relationship with fitness and begin feeling better than ever, welcome to the guide for doing just that. Now, when I talk about fitness, before we get into everything, I would like to specify not just the physical aspects of fitness, but there is more to that, which I will cover eventually. First, let's talk about how fitness changed my life. I can personally attest to the fact that fitness really is life changing. On the morning of November 10th, 2020, I woke up at around noon after staying up till like 4 a.m. playing video games and eating junk food like usual. I got a little too comfortable during the lockdown period, kind of extended it a bit, but something was different on this morning. I looked at myself in the mirror and I realized I was not happy with who was looking back at me. After I had this realization, I decided I would get it together. So I took a pic that was going to serve as my before picture. At the time I was literally like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take this picture and then like in 2 years I'm gonna take another one and I'm gonna like post them and look back at it and oh my God. But honestly, I don't even know if I really believed I was gonna do it, but I just knew I wanted to be better. So here is the picture. I'll share that with you now. Look at that guy. That was me almost exactly 4 years ago when I was not taking care of myself at all. So that same day that I decided I would get my stuff together, I got a gym membership at my local Planet Fitness, to whom I still owe a fair amount of money to, and then I went to Walmart and I got some healthier foods. From that day on, it was grind time. Achieving my goal would require that same determination to be better, with a side of hard work and some dedication. And after nearly 4 years of being dedicated to taking care of my health and fitness, I can now proudly present to you the after pic. There's me now. I took that picture yesterday, and I'm not a Greek god, right? I'm not here to flex. Honestly, the point of this wasn't even the picture. The point was definitely not to feed my ego. I still have a very long ways to go in my fitness journey. But the point really is, I feel way better about myself today, and that's really what I was seeking. Not only do I feel better about myself, but I also feel incredible both physically and mentally. And to anyone questioning if a comeback is possible, I am here today to tell you it is possible. Prioritizing my fitness changed my life in the most positive ways possible, and I know it can absolutely do the same for anybody else. And that's why in today's video, I'm going to be covering what fitness is, why it's important, and how you can start improving your fitness today. So, let's jump into it. What is fitness? When we're talking about fitness, again, I'm not only referring to the physical components of it. The most inclusive definition that I could find was: fitness is the condition of being physically fit and healthy and involves attributes that include, but are not limited to, mental acuity, cardiorespiratory endurance, muscular strength, muscular endurance, body composition, and flexibility. So, the way I approached my fitness was I split it up into three primary focuses. I did exercise, diet, and sleep. And by splitting it up into these three focuses, I was able to kind of focus on specific goals for each one. And altogether, I was able to slowly improve it over time and completely change my fitness. As a result, my mind, my body, and my spirit all flourished. It does take a little bit of time to, well, actually a lot of time to improve these things, really, especially considering the influences of modern Western society. Speaking of which, some good water. When we're talking about the Western society, there has been a bit of a narrative of love yourself as you are. I really don't think that's the answer. I think it's coming from a good place. It has good intent, right? We don't want to feel bad about ourselves, but I do think it's missing a crucial piece to that sentence. So let's do everybody a favor and let's finish that phrase. Love yourself as you are, comma, while doing your best to live a healthy life and become the best version of yourself. Because obviously, we don't want to feel bad about ourselves if we're not in the best place. We should love ourselves. And if you love somebody, you want the best for them, right? So, if you love yourself, do the best for yourself. I think Western society also tends to push unhealthy foods. I mean, think of all the ads we see. It's constantly Coca-Cola, candy, fast food. We also don't really facilitate healthy sleep hygiene. We're kind of all like grind at work, side hustle, do whatever else you got to do, consume, and then maybe you get 3 hours of sleep if you're lucky. But also in Western society, we kind of consider wanting a nice body to be egotistical. Absolutely not the truth. There's nothing wrong with wanting to feel good about yourself. These types of things from our society are not good, and we need to start leaving them behind, these types of things. We know way too much in this age of information to continue neglecting ourselves. Maintaining our fitness provides many benefits for our mind, body, and spirit. It really is a holistic practice. So let's start off by talking about the benefits of fitness and the importance of it on your mind. Specifically, we'll start with the impact of exercise on your mind. So, exercise actually triggers the release of feel-good chemicals in your brain, and this would be endorphins, serotonin, and these things help enhance your mood. Also, engaging in this physical activity can serve as a distraction from negative thought patterns. So, by exercising, you're literally helping your mental health just doing that. The importance of sleep and diet are also included in this, right? But they're much more straightforward here. If you eat unhealthy foods and you don't sleep, your mind is obviously going to function much worse. But if you do eat healthy foods and you get good or even great sleep while exercising consistently, you're going to be setting yourself and your mind up for success. The next thing we'll talk about is the body. And of course, having a great looking body is a wonderful part of the rewards from fitness. We want to look good, you get to see the progress you're making, and you feel proud of yourself. However, the effects of fitness are much more than just aesthetic on the body. In regards to exercise, exercising for 30 minutes at least 5 days a week makes you look and feel better while reducing your risk for many chronic conditions. Physical activity boosts your immune system and mental sharpness and helps you avoid obesity, diabetes, cancer, and heart problems. By doing physical exercise, you're literally saving yourself from these other much worse pains like diabetes. Trust me, you don't want that. But would you rather pick up some weights or pick up the medical bills caused by an unhealthy lifestyle? Now, when we talk about foods, I think that many people choose their foods based on taste or pleasure. Personally, I like to think of I like to think of food as gas and my body as the car. Why would I ever put anything other than gas into the car? I like to kind of detach myself from food being pleasure, right? Because in reality, it's not. That's kind of just how we've made it. I think that when it comes to putting bad things like not gas in the car, that's exactly what we're doing when we're consuming the, kind of crappy foods like pizza, ice cream, French fries. I'm not saying completely get rid of them. Enjoy yourself every now and then, right? I love having a pizza and some soda with my friend. It's incredible. But every day, no, maybe like once every month or 2 months. These foods make us bloated and they even cause disease and inflammation within our bodies. We want to start choosing foods that are good fuel for us. And there is plenty of great tasting options that do exactly that. Now, with sleep, sleep is also crucial for our bodies too. One function of sleep is to allow time for muscles to repair themselves. There's also this thing called growth hormone, which is produced during stage 3 of sleep. And pretty much the longer we sleep, the more that our body is able to recover and grow new tissue. It's pretty straightforward. When it comes to the spirit, the effects of fitness, I'll tell you what, after practicing fitness for a while, you start to feel like you're really on a new level of being you didn't even know existed. Your moods are better, your energies increase, and you just feel way better about yourself and life in general. You bring this type of energy with you to all your experiences and interactions, and it's just compounding interest of being better, really. I lived life as an unhealthy person who neglected their fitness. I now live life as a healthy person who respects themselves and upkeeps their fitness. I will never go back. And my day-to-day experience of life is transcendent compared to my former experiences. So now we know what it is and why it's important. But now let's start to talk about how we can actually begin improving our fitness. Since the day I decided to get my fitness together, I have continuously sought knowledge and methods of improving my fitness. And these are a couple of the things that, honestly, the best things I learned for what got me to where I am today. I think diet's a great place to start, so let's start there. It influences your workouts and your quality of sleep. To adjust your diet, I suggest one, slowly buy less unhealthy foods and start replacing them with healthy foods. Maybe do it like one if you go shopping once a week, and let's say right now you buy ice cream, chips, cookies, and soda. Just pick one of those things. You don't need them all. Just pick one and replace it with something healthier, right? And then maybe the next week you could do it again. Or if you're not ready, just do what you did last week, and then when you are ready, replace another thing. You don't want to go all out and think, oh, I'm going to throw away all my junk and then just start eating completely healthy, right? That's not the way it works. Just go slowly. There's also an app that's really good called Yuka. I'm not sponsored by them, but you literally take this app, you scan the barcode, and it gives you a rating of 1 to 100. If it's good, if it's bad, and it tells you why. It's great. I highly recommend using it. Another thing you can do is building willpower to resist the unhealthy food urges, and this really helps to consider your identity. If you consider yourself a healthy person doesn't really drink soda except very, very rare occasions. So, obviously, we don't need to go all in on this. Like I said, take your time, but start to consider yourself and build an identity as a healthy person. It'll be much easier to eat better foods. Another thing you can do is you can explore a variety of healthy foods and recipes to find good, tasty new alternatives. I'll be honest, some of the healthy food tastes like crap. Don't let that deter you though. There's very, very great tasting things that are incredible for your body. One thing I would recommend with this is smoothies. Literally just get in there and start blending some stuff. It's a great way to just get in some fruit, get some vegetables, I get 2 bags of frozen fruit, 2 bags of frozen vegetables, some Greek vanilla yogurt, the light version, a little bit of honey and some milk. Boom, easy, great nutritional thing for you. And now let's talk about how we can start to do our exercise. People are often afraid to go to the gym because they're worried about the perceptions of others. First of all, if you're thinking like that, you got to get your mindset right. It's because nobody cares, honestly. I love seeing people that are new to the gym, whether they're not in the best shape or they look a little confused. I think that's awesome because I've been there. Everybody really has. We all have to start from somewhere. I respect anybody that's in there, regardless of how they look. And I think it's incredible that somebody is in the gym choosing to spend that time to better themselves. Another reason people might fear the gym is they don't know where to start. And luckily for you, I got some suggestions to help you get started. First, let's start small and then progressively increase our workouts. So we're going to increase weight, frequency, and intensity over time. Maybe you're not ready to go to the gym right away. Maybe you've never touched a weight in your life. Let's just start. Do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, and do some bodyweight squats. That's doing pretty much everything you need. Maybe go on a walk. That'll all help you start to slowly increase it so you're not killing yourself. And then at the same time, we can start learning some basic nutrition and workouts from YouTube. Incredible place. It's free. Great information. I honestly can't believe it. But even asking people for help, like if you do start going to the gym, just ask somebody who looks like they know what they're doing. Maybe they'll be like, "Hey, bro, I'm working out. Sorry," but maybe they'll literally help you learn a bunch of stuff for free too. You don't need a trainer to get into the gym. Don't be afraid to look dumb. Everyone starts somewhere. If you're a beginner, I'm going to recommend starting with 3 days a week. Do that for a month, and then if you're consistent with it, consider adding one more day. I think it takes about 21 days to solidify a habit, so just see if you can do 3 days a week consistently for a month, and then add a fourth day. You don't want to start doing 6 days a week. It's not realistic. I don't even do 6 days a week. My simple workout routine, kind of like the structure, would be so you're going to pick one small muscle and one big muscle. So, example, a big muscle would be like chest, legs, back, and then small muscle could be like shoulders, by, tries. Pick one of each, and then you're going to do, let me get a drink. My it's so dry right now. Gray water. So, you're going to want to do 2 exercises for each muscle group. So, we're doing 4 in total, and then you want to do 3 sets for each workout. So, sets include your reps. Sets is like reps is how many time you do the motion or of the workout, and then a rep or a set would be the reps are within the set. So if you're doing 3 sets, maybe the first set would be 13 reps, the second set would be 11 reps, and then the third set would be 9 reps. That's personally how I split mine. You want to start with the lowest weight first and then incrementally increase the weight by about 5 to 20 pounds depending on the exercise. If you're doing bicep curls, increase it lower. If you're doing something like chest, you might increase it a little bit higher. And then you can also add in 2 core workouts, typically in the middle, and or 15 minutes of cardio. Finish with a sauna or steam room if you have one. They're incredible. And then don't forget to include some stretching before, during, even after. Just preferably before, but whenever you can. My example workout would be okay, so I get to the gym, I'm going to do a biceps with chest day. I have my small muscle and my big muscle. I'm going to do Arnold curls, which is my biceps first. So I'll do 3 sets, 13 reps, 11 reps, 9 reps. I'm incrementally increasing the weights, typically by 5 pounds if I'm doing biceps. And then I'm gonna do bench press. So I'm switching to chest, doing the same exact thing. And then I'm gonna split it and do my core workouts in the middle. So I'll do Russian twists and then some sit-ups. And then I'll switch back to my biceps. I'll do some barbell curls. And then lastly, I'll finish with the pectoral fly machine, returning to my chest. And then to finish it all off, I'm gonna do probably about 15 to 20 minutes on the bike, get some cardio, and then I'm gonna do 20 minutes in the sauna to finish. In total, it's about 90 minutes. Really, when you're new, shoot for 30 minutes. Most people are like, oh, you got to be there for an hour. Ideally, you want to be there for an hour. But when you're just starting out, do 30 minutes. It's really, really easy. You can't say you don't have 30 minutes to work out, right? And now my suggestions for sleep. Now that we're eating better and we're exercising, our body's gonna need time to digest that food and rest after the exercise. So to improve our sleep schedule, I'm gonna say develop a sleep routine. You want to aim for about 7 to 8 hours of sleep. My example routine is lights out at 10:30, journal, stretch, read, sleep. I usually sleep around 11:30. It takes about an hour to do that. You want to wake up at the same time and go to sleep at the same time every day. Google circadian rhythm if you haven't heard of that. Pretty much our body's kind of on like an internal clock based off the sun and also when we wake and sleep. You want to keep it on schedule, much easier. No caffeine after 11 a.m. Pretty much caffeine has this thing called a half-life. I think it's about 6 hours, and that's how long it takes for half of it to leave your system. So half of it's 6 hours. For it to completely be gone, it's 12 hours. If you're aiming to sleep at around 11, 11:30, you wouldn't want to drink coffee after 11 a.m. because 12 hours, it could be in your system for even longer than that. It's going to be harder to sleep. And that's all I have for my suggestions. But before we wrap up, I would love to mention Henry Rollins. Rollins is an American musician, actor, writer, and an artist. And honestly, I don't really know too much about him, but I only came across his story, Iron and the Soul. It's just a little short story about how exercise completely changed his life, the way he perceived himself, the way he takes on challenges. I highly recommend reading it. I'll put the link in the description. It certainly inspired me. I think it could even inspire you. So here's a brilliant excerpt from the story. People have become separated from their bodies. They are no longer whole. I see them move from their offices to their cars and on to their suburban homes. They stress out constantly, they lose sleep, they eat badly, and they behave badly. Their egos run wild. They become motivated by that which will eventually give them a massive stroke. I think he summed up the majority of modern Western civilization in a few sentences. Really all need to get it together. So now, today we talked about what fitness is as a whole. It's 3 parts. We know that it is going to include our diet and our exercise. We now know why it's important because it affects our mind, our body, and our spirit. And I gave you some great suggestions to get started today. Hopefully, now after getting this information, you're feeling a little bit more comfortable with the topic and hopefully inspired to start getting some exercise and improving your fitness in your life. I appreciate you for stopping in today to watch the video. I wish you the best of luck on your fitness journey. And as always, take care, everybody.